Amy.
I'm Laura.
And we are Two Paper Girls.
Today we're going to do our book bucket list. We saw Reagan over at PeruseProject do this video and we thought it looked like a lot of fun because it's kind of like a TBR for your life. And we've done quite a few videos where it's like things we want to read this year, things we want to read in summer, things we want to read in the month. So I just think it's nice to look at more like long-term goals where it's like you have no immediate plans to read these things but you definitely want to. So these are some like overall bucket list goals that we have for our reading.
The first one that we've both got is that we want to read, because we're English literature students, we want to read the entire works of William Shakespeare. And Laura's already well into this. She's got all the history plays covered, like most of like the big tragedies. I'm a little bit more behind and also not as inspired to read all of Shakespeare. But also, he's just magical. And we are definitely believers in that Shakespeare was a guy who was an actor and just was a gifted playwright. And he wrote all these amazing things that we would definitely love to read and love to go see. Because I think this could extend to reading them and going to see them all as well. Like we could in
probably
our lives.
Together.
Yeah, when we're retired.
Yeah.
And all that we do is go to the theatre. Come on, we've got this.
My next one is kind of in the same vein, and that is that I want to read all of the Sherlock Holmes books and stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle because I love the Sherlock TV programme to death. And I did try reading the short stories, but I think I was a bit too young and I found them very like slow and boring. But I think I would really enjoy reading them, and there's not even that many. Like I've got a box set and there's like 4 books that aren't that big and then the short stories. So this is definitely doable, and every time Sherlock comes back on telly I get like very inspired to read them. Hopefully it will come back from the series. It's a bit up in the air. But either way, in my life I would love to read these because I do love mysteries and I love the Sherlock and John and Moriarty characters, so I definitely want to read like the original source material at some point.
My next one is also pretty similar because of all the V.E. Schwab hype and because Laura has virtually every book that she's written.
I do.
Now, I would really like to read a V.E. Schwab book, but I'm going to extend
Lifetime goal.
Yeah, I'm going to extend that to reading all of her books because I guarantee, like, I know that I'm going to really like it. Because, like, you really like it, Leah really likes it, all of our booktube friends really like V.E. Schwab, and I don't hear a bad thing about her really, and apparently she's a lovely woman, so I would just love to read all her books. And Savage Song that Laura's reading this month on the TBR looks really, really good, and I love Angels and Demons.
My next one is to read the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. This is on a lot of people's goals because, let's be fair, they're really difficult to read. Amy has actually managed it somehow because she's reading Queen, but they're just huge and scary and complicated. But I love the film so much, and I know I love the world, and he's kind of like the founding father. I feel like I'm copying exactly what Reagan said in her video, but he is like the founding father of fantasy, and it's just like a staple fantasy I feel like you have to read if you like that genre. And it's just, I just want to read them, but I don't know when it's going to happen. I never look at them and think that's on my TBR this month, but in my lifetime I'm sure I will read them when I'm at the right time in my life to just sit down with some really big books for a really long time. But I definitely want to read them at some point, and I hope I love them.
My next one is nothing to do with reading, it's actually to do with writing, and that is to write a book. Ooh. I used to have this as one of my life achievements, like not even like booktube or reading goals. Writing a book was something that I wanted to do and something that I was going to do. And as a kid, as a teenager, I have started many, many stories. I used to stay up at night and like have a little post-it note by my bed and write down like plot lines when I was thinking about them. But I never went anywhere with them. And I don't even want to be a published author. I just want to know that I've written a 50,000 word novel that I'm proud of just for me. And that is just a big goal that I want to do.
I don't really have any other goals apart from just like read this, read that, because I'm not that adventurous. I just more have some goals that I want to get through. So my next one is to read the Chronicles of Narnia series, because again, this is a big famous children's fantasy, and I actually love The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. It was like my jam when I was younger. I watched that film like every day over a summertime. I loved it. But I think I did try reading them when I was younger, but they weren't as detailed as the films, and I kind of found them a bit like childish. But I've recently found out they're all religious allegory, and Aslan's Jesus. Apparently everyone knew this, I didn't know. So that's gave me like a newfound inspiration to read this series because it's got like this whole extra layer I can think about that I had no idea about. Everyone else did. Like, I even watched the film and Aslan's like, I live in your world by another name, and I was like, what's the name? Like, it makes a lot of sense. But I would love to get around to this series because it's not too long or too big, so this is definitely one I can get to. Plus I have a really gorgeous box set of them that my nan got me and my brother when we were younger, so that's good motivation.
The last thing that I want to do in my lifetime concerning books is read 1,000 of them. I reckon I'm up to about 150 on my Goodreads. So that's only 850 books to go. And I'm almost 21 years old, so that's going to be a big deal. But also, if I live to retirement age, fingers crossed, that would be great. I'm just going to sit and read. It's like all these like retired people, what do they do? Because I'm just going to read all day every day, hopefully on holidays. Like, I know they go to different places in England a lot, so I'd like to travel around England reading.
And the last one I want to get to is the Game of Thrones series by George R.R. Martin, because I love the TV show, but I've heard the books get quite different to the TV show in the later books, which is interesting, and obviously the TV series has now surpassed the books, so the books the last few might be very different, which is exciting, and I have this gorgeous like illustrated edition of the first one, which makes me really want to read it. But I just love this TV show. It's a bit like Lord of the Rings. It's kind of like this big, huge fantasy that I just want to get to at some point, get more into the genre, and it'll be like an achievement also because I'll have read a long series with huge books where I already know a lot of the plot, and there's some like reading problems I have, so reading Game of Thrones will overcome all those reading issues I have.
That was a really cute video. I really like that. Those were all the things on the list that we want to do on our book bucket list for the rest of our lives.
Let us know down below what long-term reading goals you have in your life, and we will see you on the next video. Bye!